But in any case, we've had our status update meeting today, and I just wanted to bring everybody up to date on where we are for the 2021 USA Memory Championship. We just had our planning meeting with Lumosity and MIT and the USA Memory team, and we're making progress. I thought by the end of February we'd have some things more clearly defined so we could let everybody know where we are and what we're doing. But at this point, the good news is we have pretty well sorted out what the qualifying events will be, and we'll start somewhere in the mid to end of June with as many people as want to enter into the competition, with the goal of selecting a certain number of Lumosity users, as they are our sponsor, and a certain number of our USA Memory mental athletes people, and we'll take a number of each of those categories along with our former USA Memory champions, and they will compete in the September-October time period in an event of 12 people in a head-to-head or in an elimination, as I will call it, and that will help us to determine who our 2021 USA Memory champion will be. And there is just so much work that goes into this that I'm not sure that by the time we get done with it, and it flows so well and it seems so seamless, I'm not sure that everybody understands the scope of work and how much time and the different questions and the fairness that we want to bring to it. It's not clear to me that anyone that ever watches this from the other side that hasn't been involved in all these planning sessions and desires to make this just a fun, exciting, interesting competition that benefits people that participate in it. I'm not sure if we ever get people to understand how much time and planning went into it, because it usually, by the time we get to the day of the events, they come off fairly flawlessly, and people look at it, it's like, wow. And I'm blessed to have a group of really terrific people that collaborate, that care enough to make this a really interesting, challenging, fun event that demonstrates to anyone that anyone can be a mental athlete and anyone can learn the skills on how to improve their memory. So that's what the event is about, and that's what we've been working on. So in our qualifying events, the conversations we've been having is if we have as many people as we did last year that want to sign up for it, then we need to have automated scoring. And so we've been talking with folks, part of the trio of folks that work with the Art of Memory, and using their games and their system on how do we get people to come in and enter and then score them automatically, since we're not giving out paper and pencil as we do when we're doing live events. How do we do that? And then, so that's got us down to 2 or 3 games that are part of their platform, which would be names and faces and numbers and images. So that would be 3 of the events that we would ask them to help us with. And then Lumosity has picked out 2 of their games that they thought that would be okay, and they would announce that in a few more weeks. But they're looking at 2 of their games that would be a part of the 3 that I just talked about, and therefore we would have an afternoon of qualifying events that would have 5 events done in an afternoon, and they're not going to be half-hour, 45-minute events. They'll all be relatively short events, but we'll have an afternoon of X number of people that want to register to participate, with the goal of taking former USA Memory champions, which I think we have 3, maybe 4 that are interested right now, and taking 4 or 5 of the new people that want to be mental athletes that would like to compete in the MIT-hosted final, and there are 3 or 4 of Lumosity users, so that there's an even distribution, and there'd be an interesting benchmark of people with different skills, with varying experiences, and how well they would do in 4 events that we would do at that point. Of which certainly our Tea Party would clearly be one of those. We would do our Words to Remember as a second one. A deck of cards that we've always played with would be a third. and Lumosity is talking to us about what they would recommend for the 4th. So we have a final national champion event in the September-October time period, and we're hoping that we have some miracles with vaccines and distancing, and that MIT is available and we go back live. But if it's not, then these 4 events that I'm talking about would certainly provide for us an opportunity to do virtual, as we did some of them last year. So that is the status of things. Everybody's got a bit of a work project, so we've got to get back. My team has got to get back with the Art of Memory folks this coming week. Lumosity is still doing some work in terms of the leveling of their games and where we would start people. And the decisions we're trying to make is then the scoring and how we would integrate this mix of scoring so that it's got an algorithm that effectively scores who's got the best memory in the United States. And one of the issues that we've been kicking around is the difference of how much can you learn versus how fast you can learn it. Now, it's great if you can learn 100 lines of 100 digits of a number, but can you do it in a minute? Versus, I'll take 100 digits of a number and it'll take me 10 minutes. So how would we score the difference between I can get 100 in a minute versus 110, or I get 100 in 1 minute, but I made a mistake somewhere? So these are some of the issues that we are kicking around with the team, and how to make this fair in terms of scoring, and then the integration of different events and games. So most people, I find it's amusing and interesting to me. Most people, when they look at the events and give me feedback on the competition, don't really appreciate the amount of work that the men and women that are a part of this, from Lumosity, from MIT, from my memory team, I really appreciate the amount of effort that goes into it. And I, for one, am probably smacked on the side of the head from my own team from time to time that says, Tony, you may want to do this and you may think it's easy, but you're not the one doing the work. So let us try to explain to you why what you're suggesting that you think is so easy is really a little bit more complicated, that may take a little bit more in terms of actions than what you're describing. And so to that degree, it's not always as easy as I think it is, and therefore I'm not surprised that people who watch this from various walks of life look at it and just marvel at the competition, are amazed at what people are able to accomplish and are able to do, and don't appreciate the amount of effort, time, and work that has gone into it. But they see a finished product that is absolutely amazing to them, that is just a lot of credit to the men and women that have worked on all of the planning and all of the preparation that goes into making it a really world-class event that gives everybody, even in the audience, an opportunity to see a unique group of men and women that just have a skill that they've chosen to improve their memories, and may have used, boy, it would be great if they've used our Maximum Memory Mastery online course, which is geared to help people improve their memories of all sorts, and textual text and comprehension, numerical digits and numbers they've got to retain and recall. But it just give them a wide range of skills in our Maximum Memory Mastery online course that then allows them to feel like, hey, you know what, I might want to compete in the USA Memory Championship because I think I've got a good memory. So whether you do or don't, it's, do you believe you can learn skills that will help you to improve? Do you have the desire to put the time and the effort and the practice into it? The competition part is just your benchmark on how well you're doing. So that's my Friday night broadcast. Boy, it was yesterday when I realized I didn't do a Wednesday night broadcast, so I'm sorry for any of you that were looking for me on Wednesday. My days have just been crazy this week, and I usually think my Wednesday and Friday evenings have some flexibility. But even my Friday today, it's been a wonderfully busy week dealing with business issues, but it's all been great, and it's now Friday night, and hopefully, stay safe. Stay safe. Does the things that we're being recommended to do to stay safe. See you on Monday evening in the 5 o'clock hour for my next Live with Tony broadcast. Enjoy your weekend.